How am I doing? There we go. Okay. Every time I log into Twitch, I have this feeling that's a cross between... Do you remember Pump Up the Volume with Christian Slater? I get that feeling of... That same feeling of turning on all of this stuff and just, you know, going rah into the microphone, but not being as, you know, male and young and hunky as Christian Slater in that movie. And a combination of, oh crap, I'm live. So, hi. Okay, now, where am I? When we last left off with this character, she actually wasn't this character. I had wanted to roll the character on the same server that I usually play on, just in case I need to transfer anything to her, possibly through a third party. And that didn't work out very well. It wanted me to roll on a different server. So I actually waited until it would let me roll on the same server and just re-rolled the character. It's the same character. They allow you to save the settings. It just has a slightly different name. So instead of Madelyn Fauconnois, it's now Madelyn Fauconnier. So she's a falconer, I guess. But I got her to the same point where we left off in the other day's gameplay, so we're ready to get going. Yay! That is, if anybody is watching and keeping track. Okay, I'm gonna talk to Mr. Bader on here, and I guess just sort of, if anybody has any opinions or wants to say anything, just pop up in chat. Not a big deal. I've changed my screen stuff a little bit just because it's a little less busy. If it needs to be changed back later, we can do that. Okay, Bader on. Right then, let's start you off nice and easy with 3 tasks what'll help you get used to life here in Limsa. Firstly, if you head down the floor and then point your nose to the west, you'll get an eyeful of the great glowing crystal in the middle of the courtyard. That's an aetheryte, a device what can move you from one place to another in the blink of an eye. Ain't no swifter way to travel, providing there's an aetheryte where you want to go, of course. Have a chat with the yellow jacket on guard down there and you'll be treated to a lecture on the workings of the device. Before you do that, though, remember to touch the thing. Strange as it sounds, it won't work till you have. Second on the list is the marketplace. You'll find weapons and armor and all your venturing bits and pieces for sale in the district what lies beyond the aetheryte. Don't go throwing your gill around just yet, though, or you'll get fleeced quicker and you can say, why's me coin purse so light? Have a word with Swazblate instead. There's a lot of these AE combinations that are just wacky. He's the head of the Merchants League, by the way. Give him the soul locket and he'll treat you well. For the last of me helpful hints, I suggest you meet some fellow spell slingers at the Arcanist's Guild. I guarantee you'll learn a few new tricks for your tome if you decide to join their crew. Murray at the front desk is the one to get you started. Got all that, lass? Seeing to them 3 tasks will take you on a little jaunt around the city and help you work out where everything is. Now I must be getting on. Run along, eh? Bugger it, there I go sending you off without telling you something crucial. The bloody calamity's made a right mess of me memory, I swear. Well, that or the ale. Any road, while you're out, if you happen to pass any poor sods what look like they might need your help, consider giving their tale of woe a listen, eh? Sounds like a chore, I admit, but you never know what interesting opportunities could be lurking out there just waiting for you to stumble on 'em. For example, Ninny over yonder's been casting glances at you since you walked in. Why not lend an ear and see what she has to say? Aye, you're like to find yourself running odd errands in the beginning, but once you build a reputation as a woman folks can trust, the jobs will get harder and the rewards more generous. If you've the time, I'd also seek the advice of the smith over here in the wench. The lads as bear that title have some fine advice for them what are just starting out in the profession. And that, my girl, is how you go about becoming a legend among adventurers. Okie dokie, so I guess I'm gonna go take my talk to the manager's haircut over and speak to a few people. Get rid of the help screens. Now, the reason why I chose Arcanist on this character is because everything is pretty well laid out in Limsa Lominsa, and you get a couple of different... Everything's laid out well. Basically, we'll be heading down to the next level and going to the market as he requested, and then going to the Arcanists Guild, which is just down the way. The other thing about Arcanists is they have both the ability to damage and the ability to heal. So we're going to be leveling both at the same time, so that if I need to heal things, I can switch into healer spec. If I want to damage things, which is probably going to be 90% of the time, I can do that. Usually I'd be playing a white mage because, or a conjurer, because that's kind of my thing. But decided to do things slightly differently on this character. The other night, just on my own, I started up a little Lalafell tune over in Gridania and been wandering around as a conjurer, and it's mad fun, and she's little and wee and way too cute for words. It's just strange. Oh, right, I have to talk to Ninia. Where are you? Ninia. I want Ninia either. Ninia, a veteran adventurer, has some information that might be of interest to you. Well, would you look at this? A shiny new adventurer. Listen close, lass. I have some information that might help put you on the map here in Limsa. I was passing through Bulwark Hall below not long ago and saw a bunch of herbs scattered about on the ground. Now, I'm not entirely certain, but I think they might have been the black market wares known as dream flowers. Limsa Lominsa is a busy port, and not all the merchants that blow in across the strait are above board, if you know what I mean. How'd the plants end up in the mizzenmast? Who knows? Might have been a deal gone bad. The important thing is you make a name for yourself by handing them in. Speak to Skainrail and she'll get you down to the first floor. Then all you have to do is pick up the herbs and take them to Aldskiff at the Octant. Being a worldly captain, he knows a thing or two about such shady goods. So what does Ninia look like? She's a little shady herself, that one. Okay. We'll go talk to Skainrail. And we'll get rid of the help stuff, since I know what I'm doing. It's a peculiar herb. Yes, I know about sanctuaries. Thank you. When there's a sanctuary, my little target up here. Oh, yeah. I apparently decided to keep my cursor in the way. I think most people just turn theirs off. Might have to do that. Peculiar herbs. Peculiar herbs. And there's the aetheryte they were talking about, the big crystal in the middle. I'll just go over there and click on that. Ah, another novice adventurer. I, Baderon, has sent more than a few of your kind this way of late. I'm Sundamal, one of the Yellow Jackets tasked with keeping the peace in the city. It is also my charge to provide guidance in the use of this device. Fear not, I shall be brief. I hope so. Etherites are crystalline structures that tap into ethereal energies. They are primarily used as a means to travel swiftly from one place to another. Return and teleport, the most common teleportation spells. Make direct use of etherites and their connection to the flow of ether. And as these devices are found in almost every corner of Eorzea, any adventurer worthy of the name will wish to seek out and attune herself to each one. Once you have expanded your horizons beyond the walls of the city, you will soon find yourself performing the act of attunement as a matter of course. It becomes an obsession. There is, however, no need for unseemly haste. The etherites found in and around the city will be sufficient for the present, I assure you. Should you wish to learn more about etherites or transportation magic, I will be here to answer your questions. Okie dokie. You attune with the etherite. You are now able to use the return spell. Awesome! I'm going to try and turn off this cursor. Let's see if it'll let me. Advanced hotkeys. Hide cursor over projectors. Let's see if that works. Nope. Maybe it needs to happen on the next time I do this. Oh well. Oh well. Things you forget to do. So you'd think that I would have remembered. Oh wait, I think I know where I can find that. Properties. Maybe not. Ah, yes, there we go. Capture cursor, no. And awesome, that turned it off. Okay, that's telling me all about return. Now we get to go to, I guess we get to talk to Aldskiff. Yes, I am Aldskiff. You have some herbs you wish me to examine. Yes, yes I do. Dodgy herbs. Hand over. Yes, thank you. I know how to hand over items. Yes, as you suspected, these are the highly illegal blooms known as dream flowers. They are the prime ingredient in the creation of somnus, a substance whose fragrance is said to lure the sniffer's mind into the sleep of death. Forgive me, I could not resist the jest. These herbs are not more than all-thick lavender, a common enough export from Limsa Lominsans. In fact, these probably spilled from grates that were loaded onto my very own ship. Awesome! I think someone has been having a bit of fun with you, miss, but not to worry. You've learned a few things and made a new acquaintance. Well met! Okay. Now, he's got other things that we could do, but we're going to go find our way around. The thing with Limsa Lominsans is you can find some pretty cool people here, but you can also find some fairly sketchy characters because it's kind of like What's the... It's kind of like in Star Wars. A more wretched hive of scum... You will never find a more wretched hive of scum or villainy. We must be cautious. Fine morning to you, madam. Welcome to the most replete marketplace in the grand realm of Eorzea, where every shelf groans under the weight of wonders born from all four corners of the world. Pray browse the stalls until your eyeballs ache from ogling the overabundance of unbelievable bargains. Now, as much as I would love to elaborate upon the unrivaled quality of our merchandise, I must tend to some cargo but recently arrived at the docks. Is it herbs? You bear a gift from Bedaron? Whatever could it... Ah, my octant. By the navigator, I must have left it behind in the wench, along with a week's pay and several bells' worth of intoxicated memories. Take your octant, buddy. I am most grateful to have it back. This tool is a keepsake from my days as a ship captain, you see. Needless to say, your good deed must be repaid, and what better recompense than the wisdom of a master merchant? Awesome. If it is simple and sturdy adventuring equipment you seek, you need I can't read today, apparently. Or I can read, but I can't talk. If it is simple and sturdy adventuring equipment you seek, you need look no further than the east and west arms of Hawker's Alley. Lest you doubt, each gil you invest in arms and armor will be money well spent. Adventuring is, after all, a dangerous profession by its very nature. It's a nice tunic he's wearing. It goes without saying that Hawker's Alley boasts stalls specializing in the tools of every martial discipline imaginable. And within but a few steps are bazaars and apothecaries that will most amply supply all your potion and perishable needs. As I said, can't read today. At least can't read out loud. Our keen-eyed agents procure a frankly befuddling range of wares during their sojourns to distant shores, so it pays to become familiar with the type and price of the goods offered by each stall. And it looks like Halloween because they deferred their Halloween event until now. Things. Such knowledge will serve you well if your purse is light or your time is short. But verbal instruction of this kind will only profit you so much. Experience has ever been the surest teacher, if not the kindest. I invite you to explore the markets for yourself. Okay, and good. I do have my face over top of the chat box, just in case. Not that you really need to see general chat. It's not that exciting. Okay, keep going this way. There's all kinds of stuff in here. Mostly people, but all kinds of stuff too, and we may need to look at it at some point. Because at some point they're going to want us to get a level 5 amount of equipment, and they'll only have given me a couple of pieces, so I'm gonna have to do a little questing, possibly sell a little bit of junk. It's one of the things that I figured out when I first started playing this game, is that you can't be afraid to sell stuff. Can't be afraid to sell it either on the marketplace or just to other vendors, because stuff that you think, oh my goodness, I'm going to need to use that later on for crafting, you're never going to get around to it. All these people waiting in line. I'm sure there's a song in there somewhere. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, all of a sudden the little goblin down there started, you know, rocking back and forth, and I started hearing Donna Summer's hot stuff playing. Yeah, I don't think it's a full Monty thing. Welcome to the Arcanist Guild. It's here we research and develop the field of Arcanima. Arcanima is the science of a... Well, thank goodness that didn't pop up. I've got apparently pop-ups coming up from my Discord. Eek. Arcanima is the science of employing arcane geometries, intricate patterns that map the unlocked mystery of existence, to draw forth and manipulate the body's etheric energies. Ah, but if I'm not mistaken, you already possess some rudimentary understanding of the craft. Shall I deepen your knowledge of our history as well? Well, you're going to, whether I want you to or not. The roots of Arcanima can be traced back to the esoteric calculations practiced by the people of the South Sea Isles. It was these island folk that first discovered a method to express natural phenomena in mathematical terms. And this is one of the things that I love about this game. In fiction, you have writers like Brandon Sanderson who will say that magic has to have rules, sort of like science. And there are some people who figure that magic and science should kind of be indistinguishable from each other. They should be kind of linked and interrelated. And this game does this really well because you'll see things popping up that are symbolic. They're symbols and they're equations, and it looks like the science of magic, and it's really just... Building on this process, the existing mathematical formula were further developed into arcane geometries, the precise patterns that allowed a practitioner to weave ether into specific magical effects. The mages who invoked this form of magic became known as Arcanists, and the school of Arcanima was born. Many such mages, wishing to expand their understanding of the world, took to the seas aboard trading vessels. Upon their arrival in Limsa Lominsa, Arcanists found themselves welcomed into the academic elite and soon secured positions in the realms of governance and council. The knowledge of an Arcanist, however, is traditionally passed on from master to chosen disciple. As such, Admiral Merlwyb, counting several wielders of Arcanima among her personal staff, became concerned that this exclusionary practice would lead to the eventual extinction of the art. So at the Admiral's express orders, an official Arcanists Guild was established and funding was provided for research and training. The complex and demanding nature of Arcanima, however, remains the greatest threat to its own future. If you would continue your study of this challenging discipline, then I must insist that you indicate your commitment to joining our guild. That was a mouthful. Well, have you decided to enroll in our guild, or are you now intimidated by the thought of excessive thinking? Well, I could go and become a thaumaturge in Old Duh, but no. Thaumaturgy's great, but it also takes a while to cast each one of those spells, so no. Murray wishes to reaffirm your desire to join the Arcanist Guild. At least they're taking consent into account. Your sound judgment is to be commended. Now, standard practice dictates that I introduce you to our guildmaster that you might convey your intentions in person. Due to extraordinary circumstances, however, he is unreachable at present. Instead, you may speak with Mistress Thubergheim. She has shouldered full responsibility for the guild's leadership in the interim. This game has decided that Limsa Lominsa is the place where consonants and vowels need not talk to each other. They can cluster together, but they don't talk to each other. She has shouldered full responsibility for the guild's leadership in the interim. You'll find her just over there by the bookshelves. You needn't be shy, though her mind is sharp and critical, her manner is almost always welcoming. Is always most welcoming, rather. Let's go talk to Thubergheim. I need a drink. It's tea. Yay, tea. Yes, I am Thubergheim. Greetings and welcome to the Arcanists Guild. As Murray has doubtlessly explained, I am serving as acting guildmaster until our wayward leader deigns to return. I assume our capable receptionist also spoke of our art's origins. Allow me then to expound upon its nature. Arcanima taps into the living energies of ether. The evidence of this is represented most aptly, perhaps, by our ability to manifest the arcane entity carbuncle, and the manner of magic which this ethereal ally employs at our command. We just call them Pikachus, for obvious reasons. The core of the discipline, however, is found in the pursuit of definitive solutions to any potential quandary, even on the field of battle. Nay, especially on the field of battle, this principle takes precedence. If one wishes to make certain the question of victory, then one must apply the most effective strategy. An Arcanist is measured by her ability to calmly analyze a situation from moment to moment and respond with the most appropriate spells at hand. The study of Arcanima will test your mental faculties to the point of perplexity. Are you prepared to reason your way through predicament after predicament? I don't know, I've reasoned my way through your attempts at alliteration. Am I prepared to reason? That's quite the option. I could reason or I could not reason. Let's do it. An unambiguous response, the kind I most prefer. Well, I was kind of prevaricating for a moment there. Let us now see if the clarity of your words is matched by the sharpness of your mind. In Lower Lenosia you will find, amongst others, 3 species of pest: wharf-rats, little ladybugs, and Aurelia. I ask that you employ your skill in Arcanima to eradicate 3 of each type of creature. In other words, just kill little things. Just get rid of the little things. Leave the city through the Tempest Gate and you will soon encounter the potential targets in abundance. As long as you remain focused, I do not foresee these opponents causing you or your budding abilities undue difficulty. Once you return from completing this preliminary trial, I will welcome you as an official member of the Arcanist Guild. May your judgment remain swift and clear. Okay. I need a moment to cough. I am in my own household. I do not need to use my elbow. Okie dokie. So we have to slay a wharf rats and Aurelia and little ladybugs. Why am I going down the stairs? And then I have to go to Bateron at the Drowning Wench. And I should probably attune to this. Might be an idea to run around Limsa Lominsa attuning to things. I have access to the Aethernet. Aethernet access is quite useful. Quick travel throughout the city can be achieved simply by placing your hand upon Aethernet shards. Well, let's go take a look at the city. I think that's the only one. Those are docks. If you go down to those docks, you can go ocean fishing. Every so often somebody brings along a boat and you can go fishing. That's me dumbing it right down, but and back through the markets. There's an Ethernet here. Ethernet. It's kind of like that Tool album. Is it Enema or is it Enema? Enema? East Hawker's Alley. More shops. Lots more people. Okay. I go off in this direction. Oh, that's new. Alrighty, I'm going to go up the ramp. That should take me to the aft castle, I think. Limsa Lominsa is really quite the fabulous place. That is not the aft castle. Oh, it doesn't do to get yourself lost around here. See, this is not my usual city. I'm usually in Gridania someplace. Okay. What's out here? Stuff and things. That would be the drowning wench. So, if I go this way, it will take me to the aft castle. Alrighty. Take a look at my map. This way is stuff and things. Blacksmith's Guild, the Armorer's Guild. Do we happen to have anything in here that we can click on? Nope. Nope. And I believe that's a gate to something. Yep. Getting lost in Limsa Lominsa. Limsa Lominsa. When they tell you to get lost, they really mean it. Looking for aetherites. That's the aft castle. That's the Maelstrom Command. Keep going this way. I know there's at least one more down towards the bottom near the docks, so we'll check that in a little bit. Yeah, we'll come back and see you in a moment later on. Aha! We have one over here. I'll just click the aetherite right here. Apparently there's outdoor dining to be had at the Bismarck, which is the Culinarians Guild. And we continue on through here, and we'll find ourselves at the Marauders Guild. Awesome. Okay. It really is pretty. All of these little castles and things. Pretty awesome. That's the Aetheryte Plaza. Coming back up on the wench. Turn in our quest. Ah, there you are, Madelyn. Enjoy your jaunt around the city, did ya? If you mean to base yourself in Limsa Lominsa, that won't be the last time you'll visit them 3 places. And now you've got some idea of what's where, you can start exploring the rest of the town. Already on it. You've shown a good ear for listening, lass. Stick with old Bitteron and you'll go far. Oh. Probably can't do anything with him until I'm level 10. We'll need to unlock that. Let's see, where to? I am going to check something while I'm up here. I wonder if I am big enough to get the quest from Jandalane, who lets you do things like change your haircut, change your hair and stuff. Nope, not yet. I think there's a quest that starts that. Really? Okay, back here, let's go down to the main floor. Left attendant, let's go down to Bulwark Hall. Okay. That's out to the Aetheryte Plaza. This is up the stairs. Already tried that direction once. Head through here. I can see I'm gonna have to fiddle with the settings and here we go. I can see I'm gonna have to fiddle with the settings and turn off a bunch of names. It's not really useful. Particularly when you have so many people in one small space. It's a lot of names. I will probably do that when I am not in a stream. And there we go. That's what I was looking for. Ethernet access to the Fisherman's Guild. Attuned myself to all the Ethernet shards in Limsa Lominsa. The Zephyr Gate, Tempest Gate, and the Airship Landing are now accessible as Ethernet destinations. Awesome. Which means that I can get places a lot faster. Okay, so that... I will need to go to... Nope, let's try that again. Okay. I need to not be in this section, so we will go to the main Aetheryte. So I can't remember which gate I'm supposed to be going out. Okay, this will take me out the other way. Over that way. So I'm going up one. Go up this way. Awesome. Here we go. Am I in the right place? Yes. Perfect. Let's keep going this way until it leads me all the way out. See, this is why I tend to say that this is a fun game, but it takes more than one or two one or two sessions to play it, because it is so spread out. You have all of these tasks that you have to do. Which, when I say it's like an interactive movie, it's the interactive part. Okay, so I've got Ruin. Got Summon Carbuncle. I'm gonna put you over here for now. And Radiant Aegis. Orders the Carbuncle to execute Radiant Aegis. Creates a barrier around self that absorbs damage totaling 20% of your maximum HP. Let's put you over here, I think. Got good. Good. We'll summon our Carbuncle. Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you. This is our Carbuncle. This is why we call him Pikachu, because he looks like a little blue Pikachu. You get yellow ones too. The blue one is, I think, a damage spec. And we'll hit it with the only spell we've got. Awesome. Thank you. I don't need to know about experience points. Binding items. Items that bind. And ladybug. The power of my book will defend me. Seriously, a book makes a much better weapon when you actually keep it closed. I have a classmate who found this out the wrong way. Every time he'd say something silly, I would tap him over the head with a book. Would have been great if the math textbook hadn't been so heavy. Worst part is his mother was the math teacher. I sometimes feel bad about this. Sometimes. Which just goes to show that I have very little tolerance for silliness in other people. Not necessarily in myself. Okie dokie. Where am I going to find the Aurelia? Further down the street. Okay. The fate system. Every so often you will wander across little things that crop up, little instanced stuff in the real world. And it gives you extra experience if you do a fate. Now the thing is, right now, Carbuncle is behaving himself quite nicely. Very soon, however, Carbuncle will get a damage ability, and then he is going to be the world's biggest nuisance. Because I'll be like, okay, great, I hit all the things I needed to. And he'll be like, I can hit more. Hooray, we made level 4. Awesome. So let's go back to Thubergeim at the Arcanist Guild. We're just gonna walk it, because if I decide to return, I can't use it again for like another hour. No running off into the weeds. Hello, wharf rat. See, that's the Arcanist Guild for you. They're like, kill all you want, we'll just make more. It's magic. It's gameplay. And in we go. It is really quiet in this game of mine. I must have turned down my volume on the background noise or something. System configuration. Hello, background music. There we go. That'll work for the moment, at least. Okay. We'll go back to the Aft Castle Aetheryte and head on down to the Arcanist Guild, which will save us a couple of moments. Right across from us. Okay, Thubergheim. I see the creatures beyond the city walls posed you little threat. It is with great pleasure, then, that I formally recognize your initiation into the guild. I had to kill ladybugs and wharf rats to get into the guild. From this day forth, you may proudly bear the title of Arcanist. I suggest you continue your forays into the wilderness and keep the pages of your grimoire turning. There is no finer teacher than the harsh mistress of experience. And to commemorate this occasion, I gift you with this hunting log. The enemies marked within its pages have been specifically chosen to challenge your abilities in Arcanima. When you devise a new strategy or tactic, you now have a ready source of opponents on which to test it. And when you feel you can command carbuncle as easy as you might move your own limbs, return to me for further instruction. I will be waiting. The next Arcanist quest will be available from Thubergheim upon reaching level 5. Which, depending on what I do, could be 5 minutes, could be an hour. Okay. Now, the nice thing about the hunting log is there are websites that will tell me exactly where I need to go to find these things, because I have been known to run around in circles for like over an hour looking for a particular thing, like ladybugs, only to find out that I've already been to that area before. I know exactly where it is. It's just a matter of finding it. So there's a couple of websites with like little maps that tell you where to find all these things, which is very handy. Very, very handy. Okay. So, level 4. On to Summerford. Oh, I get to talk Baderon again. Right, I needed to be level 4 to talk to him. Let's just go up to the Aft Castle. Go to the Aft Castle. Go to the Arcanist Guild. Go to the Aft Castle. Go to the Arcanist Guild. It's the same thing over and over again. Go here. Go there. Aft Castle. There we go. They retooled the map system in the last expansion, and I'm still getting used to it. Okay, Baderon, what have you got for me now? Rider of the Drowning Wench wants you to lend a hand at Summerford Farms. Still in Limsa, are you, Madelyn? How'd you fancy a trip outside the city walls? I'd like you to visit an orchard by the name of Summerford Farms. Ever heard of the place? The owner, Stalewern, is an old mate of mine. He's got himself a crew of mostly reformed pirate types, if you can believe that, and has been trying to bring a bit of life back to the fields after the calamity ruined the soil. You mentioned needing another hand or two, and your name sprang to mind. I gave you a glowing recommendation, so make sure you work hard and impress the old bastard. You need directions? The place ain't hard to find. You just take the Zephyr Gate out the city and follow the road northeast. Zephyr Gate. Got it. We can do this. Because we're just going to go to the Aetheryte and go to the Zephyr Gate. We can do that. Hello, Zephyr Gate. There we go. What time is it? 6:12. Gotta keep an eye on the time because got a limited amount of time before the game's gonna go down for maintenance tonight. Okie dokie. Off to Summerford Farms. Oh, wharf rats. Okay, this... Aha! Stores XP. So I've got my first heal. And another wharf rat. Now the thing is, If you're thinking to yourself, didn't you already kill those? Yes. Yes, I did. But that was before I got the book that tells me everything that I should be hunting. So now I'm doing everything all over again for more XP. Okay, ladybug. Or rat. Ah, there's ladybug over there. And I'm level 5. So I could go back to the Arcanist Guild since I am so close to the Zephyr Gate. Why not? We'll get to Summerford Farms at some point. Ah, the sound of soggy feet. Okay. In I go. Alright. That's Griffar, the lift attendant. We're gonna go through to the Aetheryte Plaza. Oof. And off. Nope, not there. Not there. There we go. Okay, Supergun, what have you got for me now? Acting Guildmaster Thubergeim wishes to assess the improvement of your Arcanima skills. Okay. Ah, Madelyn, isn't it? Are you eating well? An empty stomach distracts the mind and leads to hurried judgment. I must oft remind my Arcanist to take meals, so ensconced... There is a cat. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. That's the cat. I'm gonna mute the mic, pick her up, put her on her chair. One must appease the cat. Ah, Madelyn isn't? Are you eating well? An empty stomach distracts the mind and leads to hurried judgment. I must oft remind my Arcanists to take meals, so ensconced do they become in their studies. Speaking of such, have you been practicing your tactics with Carbuncle? I believe it is time to assess the improvement of your skills. Assess the improvement of your skills. As with your previous trial, I would have you defeat foes in Lower Lanasia, 3 wild dodos, and 3 tiny mandragores, to be precise. Watch carefully the behavior of your opponents, formulate an effective strategy, and utilize your arcane entity to its fullest potential. I expect you back in time for dinner. I am going to mash buttons. Now, somewhere in here, I have a nail file. Ah, there it is. Because the cat has a tendency to get me to knock my nails against things and make them a little less than happy with me. Little ragged. There we go. Little rough, but better. Okie dokie. So I've got places to go, people to be. Let's see. Lower Lanasia. And Summerford Farm. Middle Lanasia. They can't get me to go to the same place. No, they have to give me 2 totally separate places to go. I'm going to the Aft Castle, I do believe. And then out the Zephyr Gate. I think it's the Tempest Gate to go to Lower. We'll go there first. We'll kill things. We're going to go there, we're going to kill things, we're going to get new gear. And then with the new gear, eventually the guy over in Summerford Farms, if I remember correctly from the one time I did these quests before, he is going to want me to upgrade all of my gear to level 5. So let's just head that off at the pass. I am heading to that little orange dot that is on my screen, not too far away from the word solo. There's the word solo and mist, and just to the left of that. It is raining. Raindrops keep falling on my head. Just like the guy whose feet were too big for his bed. Nothing seems to fit. Just a weird song. Okay. Yes, I'm old enough to remember that song. My parents had it on 8-track. Bye-bye, Dodo. This is why the dodo went extinct. And if I think I am the first streamer to have made that comment, I must be delusional. In fact, I'm probably not even the first one to have noticed it. Dodo! Hello, small cat. She is standing on the arm of the chair. What, are you looking for more treats? She's looking for more treats. The cat must be appeased. Ah! Hello, Nefturiel. Give me a second, I have to feed the cat. Ow, ow. Feedback. Here you go, kitty. Oh, feedback in the headset. Hello, Nefturiel. Yes, I am still streaming. I'd kind of like to actually get us somewhere a little bit more interesting than just Limsa Lominsans. There is some really great story in this. It's just A Realm Reborn takes time. Okay. Wild dodos, they're all nice unless you actually hurt them. I'm looking for what? Tiny mandragoras. Here they are. Ooh, it's a really big gobu. Yes, it is a mossy rock with a butt. Tiny mandragora number 2. So, Nefturiel, what did you get at the store? Anything interesting? Yay! There's my mandragoras. Now I can run... Actually, I'm not mistaken. I think there might be some bats around here somewhere. No. I'll look into that later. Hello, De Arundel. Nefturiel got some yarn and an iron on letter R. My son wants to be Team Rocket for Spirit Day tomorrow. Oh, that's awesome. Team Rocket blasting off at the speed of light. Gotta be careful. I'll be sitting here just going, Jesse, James, all evening. Because that's the way things go in my brain. Okay, Limsa Lominsans upper decks. Auto run. So does your son want to be his own character on Team Rocket, or does he want to be Jesse or James? I'm just asking. Oh, and now Nightbot wants to get in on the whole thing. Hello, Tempest Gate. Okay, so I'm headed back to talk to Thurbergeim over at the Arcanist Guild. Arcanist's Guild. Every so often I like to stop and look at people's glamours and wonder, why did they choose that? Kitty, you've had treats. You've had treats twice. You can't have more treats. Down you get. Why don't you take another nap? Welcome back. It appears your coordination with Carbuncle is progressing at a satisfactory pace. Shall we test your growing acumen with a more practical examination? Our work at Meliavan's Gate requires us to inspect and record the contents of incoming cargo. To simulate such a task, I have had several crates transported to the cliff south of the Zephyr Gate. I want you to examine those crates, then return the inspected cargo here to me. You would be surprised at the depths to which some merchants will sink to deter our customs agents from performing thorough investigations. False bottoms, rotting foodstuffs, flesh-eating vilekin. I suggest you be prepared for any eventuality. See, anybody else would look at magic and go, ooh, I can get cool stuff with this. Limsa Lominsans go, I can make sure nobody is smuggling things into my into my city with magic. Hello, kitty. She's just going to bounce the microphone until I give her more treats. Hi. Yes, you found a can. I'll be right back. Hello. Oh. You get. Hello. Yes. This is what you get. This is your punishment. You have to be cute and furry for a couple of moments. Okay. This is the toll. This is the way. Okay. Okay. This is the way. So, we're doing treats? Or is it that you want me to turn on the kitty warmer? You need to be a toasty kitty cat. Okay. We'll put you back on the chair. And the kitty warmer. 2 more treats. Pull up. Okay. You probably want dinner is what you're looking for, eh? Unfortunately, I am not able to get upstairs right now. You go. Have a nom. Have 2. They're small. She's like, but, I want beef. This is, I want beef. Okay. Settle down. Settle in. Nope. Where are you going? Someone's not happy with me. Let's see. I think he wants to be his own character. At least I hope so, because I'm not able to burst out a cosplay for anything more involved tonight. No. Sweater. Jeans. Blue hair. Red hair. Okay. We have to go to the Zephyr Gate. Oh, wait. So, what's that? Summerford Farm. Middle Lenosia. Middle Lenosia, okay. Zephyr Gate it is, although we'll probably be back here in a short enough amount of time. Boom. I'm not sure, but I think she's gone upstairs to meow. Because that's what our cat does best. Okay, where am I going? They go down, Ray. They go down. Ah, there they are. Practice crates right over there. Alright. I am not joining a fate right now. Nope. Mm-mm. Not happening. Oof. check out the practice crates. I am interacting. Oh, it's a tree slug. Oh. Okay, Pikachu. There we go. Done. Not done. Interact. Interact. I am not a threat. Pray ignore my presence for the present and allow me a moment to cogitate. Yeah, that's my reaction. Just me and my leather romper. The reaction to my sudden appearance was within expected parameters, but I must admit I did not expect so proficient a performance against the enemies set against you. Yet effective though your tactics were, I spied much room for improvement. As I watched you battle, the wheels of my mind whirled into motion as they are wont to do, inventing other possible strategies you might have employed. Let's see, taking into account your current level of ability, factoring in etheric constant, multiplying by the number of opponents, then applying your tactics to other potential combat scenarios. Oh dear, my calculations indicate failure upon encountering threat level 9785. Well, we'll have to see what we can do about that. It's a cute little cat girl. Though the opportune window to do so has passed, I would nevertheless introduce myself. I am Kalia, a Maelvan's Gate Assessor. Acting Guildmaster Thuergeim elected me to oversee your training and provide any necessary guidance and instruction in the field of Arcanima. She is far too cute. And she has pink hair. And cat ears. From what I have observed thus far, you have an admirable grasp of the fundamentals. I do, however, wish to confirm one small detail. Regarding your choice of arcane geometries, what factor most influences your actions during battle? I mash buttons. Potential for amusement! I simply do what feels right. Aha! Just as I predicted. And now I have the final element needed to perform another calculation. The probability of you becoming an Arcanist of note is 90%, give or take 0.5%. I don't know. I'm not a very good Arcanist. What I lack in ability, I make up for in enthusiasm. Yes, the certainty is quite high. After all, I only know of one other practitioner who responded to my question in the same manner. It was the man who bestowed upon me this grimoire, the Guildmaster himself. This is an important plot point in her arc. While our inscrutable leader is, as I'm sure you've heard, on an indefinite leave of absence, he did leave us with his most notorious saying to date. Strategy is a tool used to manipulate one's situation into the desired reality. Yeah. I'm thinking of Mythbusters. No matter how gifted you and I might be, however, the instantaneous manipulation of reality that might cause us to suddenly become mighty Arcanists is beyond our present abilities. Discipline and experience is the finest strategy in this case. I reject your reality and substitute my own. I suggest you continue to focus on refining your aptitude with Carbuncle. Mastery with an arcane entity will greatly improve your success as a wielder of Arcanima. Here ends your lesson for today. Pray return directly to the guild. I believe Mistress Thubergeim is waiting some inspected cargo. And what of myself? I'm off to the fields, of course. The tactics I reasoned out earlier must be attempted in real-life scenarios. Theory is all well and good, but there's no substitute for actual combat. We will meet again soon. Will we? And off she goes. Okie dokie. Up the hill we go. Since we're close enough to the gate, we'll talk to Mistress Thubergeim and get our gear. Pardon me. Get our gear and then come back and talk to what's his name. Over. Pardon me. Zephyr Gate. Somebody named Lotsa Matza. Cat is not happy. Cat wants food. Cat's going to let everybody know about it. Ethernet. Arcanist Guild. Alrighty. Okay, Thubergeim. Give me the robe. Madelyn, have you returned with the cargo? Well, Margot's got the cargo and Reggie's got the rig. Your cowsy dungsy clock, my dear? Yes, everything seems to be in order, relatively clear of blood and other gore. That can be something of a problem in our profession, you understand. I also had word from Clea regarding your performance. She seemed eager to continue your training. An odd lass, I'll admit, but the guild can boast no finer mind for tactics. You would do well to heed the instruction she offers, particularly that which touches on the diligent approach to our art. Did you perhaps notice the battered tome Clea carries? That initiate's grimoire has served her from the day she entered the guild. She has her reasons, but it's admittedly strange to see it kept all the way to her present position as Foreseer, because they give us new books, like, almost every second level. I fear such an intense focus on Arcanima has led her to overlook other important aspects of life. As our master strategist guides your Arcanist training, I hope you might return the favor and help to broaden her own perspective somewhat. In other words, take her to the bar, you know, get her drunk, find a hobby, like yarn. But enough of such matters for the moment. You have done well this day, Madelyn. Continue your practice with Carbuncle, as Clea has bid. I will be here when the time comes for your next lesson. Yay. I'm going to choose a new dress. Yes, I know, untradeable items. Yes, unique items. Yes, I've got an armory chest. Awesome. Let's put on my new swag. I've got a new grimoire, I've got a robe of casting, and a ring of fidelity. Huzzah. And let's go out to the hallway. And I can show all this off. Now that is a nice little robe. I have considered making myself a coat or a jacket like this, because that's pretty cool. So apparently I'm wearing what appears to be a sweater, possibly a mock turtleneck fisherman sweater? Cabled sweater? Somewhere up there. And we've got sort of capelet or just top of the outfit. And long sleeves with upturned cuffs. And it looks like a white dress covered with a black coat, or maybe just a long, thick black dress, like a woolen dress. This game has a tendency to make a lot of things skin tight, except when it doesn't, and this could probably be done as a medieval kirtle. Maybe with an overdress. That'd be fun to try out. Having the little detail on the sleeves would be kind of cool. And my trance gauge is unlocked. Time remaining for the effects of ether change. Executing this is new, I think. Executing this action also grants Ruby Arcanum, which is used to summon Ruby Carbuncle. Upon reaching level 15, Ether Charge will also grant Topaz Arcanum for the summoning of Topaz Carbuncle, and at level 22, Emerald Arcanum for the summoning of Emerald Carbuncle. They have changed things around. It used to be that you'd just get a new carbuncle that you could play around with. Now you have to summon a different carbuncle. Interesting. We may decide to change to Conjurer. Now, the thing is that when I'm playing on my own, I like to have one character that is a DPS character and one character that is a healing character. And part of it is that I really quite enjoy healing, but there are times when you really want to just do damage. So I'm in a group with, say, the Husbeast and a couple of friends, and one of them is leveling a healer. Well, then for me, switching off to damage is a good thing. On the other hand, if I want to... They give you the choice to do something called roulette. So you sign up to do a dungeon or an instance, and you're given something random. So it's like playing roulette. Well, sometimes if you want to get through that queue a lot faster, playing a tank or a healer will get you there where you want to be. And sometimes when I'm out questing alone, playing a healer gives me a lot more strength and stamina. Well, not strength, but at very least a little bit more hardiness, because it's harder to kill me if I can actually heal myself. Summerford Farms. There's an etherite around here someplace. I attune to the etherite. I can now teleport back to Limsa Lominsan if I want to. Hello, Stalewin. Ah, you must be the adventurer Baderon promised to send along. Madelyn Fauconnier, wasn't it? You honored his word, so that's a good start. I'm Stalewin, the old bastard, as Baderon likely described me, and this here is my humble orchard. A good number of the lads and lasses working here once terrorized the high seas, and if you're wondering why I employ these scrags, well, they used to crew my pirate ship. But the calamity did for our ship like it did so many others, and I was sore wounded into the bargain. I had to feed myself and my crew somehow, and Admiral Merlwyb's initiative to get us landlocked buccaneers work in the field seemed too fine an offer to refuse. Well, it turns out you can take the pirate away from the sea, but you can't take the sea away from the pirate. A lot of my blokes just never took to tending the soil, you see. And unfortunately, the botanists I called in to train 'em have been wringing their hands in black despair. With so much work piling up, I need a tougher soul like you to step in and help where it's needed. Awesome. Classes. I got new boots. I got new boots. Okay, so I'm gonna need a hat, hands, and tights eventually. He wants to give me another book, which I've already got. Stalewern, owner of Summerford Farms, wishes to inspect your equipment and thereby gauge your readiness for the tasks he has in mind. I have a mind to set you a task, Fauconnier, but before I do, I need to be sure you're properly kitted out. Pirates don't care to parley with dandies, you understand? It might well be that the ones here have traded in their cutlasses for coulters, but they're still rogues at heart. I know a solid set of gear when I see it. Come back when you think you're more suitably equipped. Equip your head, body, hands, legs, and feet with gear of item level 5 or greater, and speak with Stalewern. Awesome. Okay, what time is it? It is 6:50. Alrighty, so what have I got? I've got some potion. I've got some raisins. I have 211 gil. And I need to, whoops, replace 1, 2, 3 items. Well, let's run on back to Limsa Lominsa. Uncle is on guard. Now, I knew they'd changed a few things around for different things, but I didn't realize they'd totally retooled the carbuncle. That's new. When I told you I'd follow you to the end of the realm, I didn't think we'd have to stop to ask directions. Oh, that's great. Okay. And that would be the sound of a bard doing their thing. Let's see. Tradecraft supplier, apothecary, culinarian, jeweler, battlecraft supplier. I'm looking for a tailor. Let's go down to the next side. Hello, have we got a tailor? Nothing there. Battlecraft, fieldcraft, collectibles, dyemonger. That's arms. Hello, fieldcraft, collectibles, scripts. Materia melder. Well, I guess we're going back to the other one. There we go. Disciple of Magic Gear, 1 to 9. Okay, and I have what? 211. And I need legs. Thought I had legs. Don't have legs. I'm going to need legs. Going to need hands. Going to need hat. Hat is necessary. Breeches. Nope. That's level 5. Tights are level 5. I have 4 gil left to my name. Oh no. Sells for 1 gil. Sells for 1 gil. So I need to make about 126 gil. They won't let you sell a kidney. Obviously not my own kidney, somebody else's kidney. Let's turn off the headgear because it's prettier. And head, body, hands, legs, and feet. Proper procedure. Idolize, suspiciously sober. What do I get up here? For decks, any quests ending up here? Just checking for any quests. I'm not seeing them. I guess we will head back on out and take a couple of local quests to the quest hub. See if we can earn a few gil. And after earning a few gil, we will buy pants. Probably don't even have pockets. Bait. That might get us a little bit of something. And apparently I needed to kill lost lambs. Hello, lost lambs. Apparently I have new spells that I haven't even looked at. Ram horn, mutton. What do those give me? A gil each. A gil each. Shop selling price 23p, 22p. Here comes some more lost lamb. You keep him busy, dude. Then I'll just... Oh, here comes some more lambs. They make such cute noises. Kind of like little Jawas going, ooh dee dee. Lost lamb. What time do I need to stop? I'm probably 7, 8, 8 to 9. Probably going to be around for another couple of hours. Yay, I earned 6 gil. Unless my voice gives out on me or the cat really starts screeching. They're going to be shutting down the game for maintenance around 9 o'clock local time, 8 o'clock Pacific, I believe. So, ooh, puck hatchling. It's on my list of things to do. So I'll be playing for a while yet. Puck hatchling. And that's about as close to a cloud of bees as I'm ever going to want to get. Okay, so we've got Ether Charge, increasing potency of Ruin, Ruin 2, and Ruin 3 by 50, and Outburst by 20. We'll put you over here. Summon Ruby. Okay, put you there. Summon Carbuncle, summon Ruby. Maintenance will be performed on all worlds from January 24th, 2022, 8 p.m. to January 25th, 2022, 2 a.m. PST. Please log out before the maintenance begins. See the news section for more details. It just came up in my little chat screen. What's this? Gemshine. Channel the energies of your active elemental attunement to attack your enemy. Fire attunement. Deal fire damage to a single target. Deal earth damage to a single target. Deal wind damage to a single target. Well. We'll see about that. Hello, tiny mandragora. Okay, I came in late and didn't know what time it would start. Yeah, that happens. Not to worry. Okay. Oh, oh, maybe I've got enough things to hand in. Am I outfitted enough? Oh, as long as you're this well covered, I won't feel any guilt throwing you to the sharks. Awesome, thanks. There's only one shark I know of. His name is Bruce, and he is made of metal. Erstwhile buccaneers are an ornery lot. They rage for love on the sea and care little for laws of the land. But they respect strength, and by the looks of you, I'd say you have little trouble getting their attention. Awesome. But I've already got a leather grimoire. I will take the elegant bronze pieces. You have learned a roll action. Ah, yes. Okay. So, that is something I think I'm going to put here. Move that over there. Move this over here. Ah, Fauconnier, that aura of confidence tells me you've not been idle since last we met. It was like 2 minutes ago, dude. I hope I've read you aright, for I've a task that requires the attention of a capable adventurer. Might that adventurer be you? It could be. And he'll give me potions or ether. Hello, Lady Lilac Vine. Good to hear, then I shall lay before you the sorry tale. You will have heard rumors of the abductions. Aye, citizens have been disappearing from every corner of Limsa Lominsans as if plucked from the face of Madelyn, boots and all, by an unseen hand. And what's this got to do with Summerford Farms, you might ask? Well, that remains to be seen, but it seems a collection of right unsavory fellows with azure-tattooed faces has been creeping up to the edges of the field and spying on my yeoman. Now, I doubt anyone would enjoy being scrutinized by such savages at the best of times, but the farmhands are convinced that they're the kidnappers of rumor come for their hides. Needless to say, they're beside themselves with worry, and their work suffering for it, which is the very last thing I need when my old crewmen are still getting used to their new jobs. 'Tis a struggle to get 'em to leave the farmhouse of a morning. That is, as they say, where you come in. Would you be willing to investigate these tattooed thugs for me? Tattooed thugs are my thing. Apparently. Good lass, the sooner we get to the bottom of this, the sooner this place will start to resemble a working farm again. I suggest you begin by having a look around Seasong Grotto. If reports are to be believed, our unwelcome visitors have occupied the place. Be careful though, Fauconnier. I couldn't say for sure what manner of miscreants we're dealing with here. If they are the kidnappers, well, just be on your guard, all right? Quest accepted. Okey dokey. We will go investigate Seasong Grotto. Whoops. Ruby Carbuncle rushes the target. Fire attunement. Cool. Looks like there's going to be a lot to remember playing this kind of character. If I recall correctly, they retooled a bunch of stuff to make things useful for Sage, which is a new healer that just came in. It's been a while since I've played an Arcanist and I didn't get the character up very far, so... You never know. We could decide to stop partway through. I could decide to stop partway through and just start playing a... Just start playing like a... my brain just went on hiatus. Bogey. Let's kill the bogey. They make such cute noises when you poke them. There we go. If I'm not careful, I'll wind up just re-rolling as a conjurer. There we go. That's what I was thinking. I hear you. My brain likes to restart mid-conversation, which is really fun when teaching. I am so sorry to hear that, Nefturiel. I really am. I'm kind of glad I didn't go into a profession, like an actual career as a person who stands in front of a crowd of people and talks. It's one thing to be sitting in my basement, you know, playing a video game and talking to a little Logitech camera, knowing that there are people, you know, listening to me or watching me. It's quite another thing to be standing at the front of a classroom and seeing a bunch of bright, shining faces ignoring one's every word, because I remember what it was like to be in high school and grade school. On behalf of anybody's students, I'm sorry. I didn't learn to appreciate my teachers until after I'd left. Well, no. At one point, we figured that if I could find a way to stay in high school for the rest of my life and not have to worry about other kids, I probably would have stayed there. It's a good thing I didn't actually go into academia because, dang. You are about to enter an instance battle. Instance battles only occur during certain quests and missions. This is true. Take a moment to read the information displayed in the active help window before answering the call of duty. No, that's an entirely different game. We're not playing Call of Duty. Special instances. Level sync is in effect. Level 9. Awesome.
I am the waves that bear. I am the winds that guide. I am the evening stars. I am the morning sky. I am born of the sea, and there shall I die. Thus reads the sailor's requiem, carved into yonder stone. Such words well describe the manner in which the citizens of Limsa Lominsans live their lives. It is both a litany against misfortune for those out on the waves, and a prayer that the souls of those who perish on land might find their way back to the sea. Ah, you are the adventurer I've seen around Summerford Farms. I thought myself on the trail of the kidnappers, but it would seem I have missed my mark. Or perhaps not. As I suspected, the etheric disturbance here is no natural occurrence. Nor is it a coincidence that the two of us should come here in search of those responsible for the disappearances, only to be attacked. But who stands to benefit from the keeping of this secret?
It's nice that she has time to explain all of this while we're being, attacked by a unhappy Gobu.
Oh, such thoughts must wait. Let us attend to the task at hand, unpleasant though it be.
Fear my book, or I will hit you over the head with it. I have no idea what I did to it. Ether charge increases my potency. Fear my potency. Aha. Pikachu, I choose you. Ruby Ruin. Where did these bogeys come from? Bye-bye, bogey. Whoa! 2 Gobus. And bogeys. The heck? Heckity heck heck. Well, we lived. Thump.
Phew!
Hey, what's this crystal? I should go pick it up.
Hear, feel, think. Crystal bearer. I am Madelyn, all made one. A light there once was that shone throughout this realm, yet it hath since grown dim. And as it hath faltered, so hath darkness risen up in its stead, presaging an end to life. For the sake of all, I beseech thee, deliver us from this fate. The power to banish the darkness dwelleth in the crystals of light. Journey forth and lay claim to them. By thy deeds shall the crystals reveal themselves to thee. Only believe, for the light liveth in thy heart. Go now, my child, and shine thy light on all creation.
Awake again, are we? Aha! The poor creature's fury was kindled with cruel forethought. See this blade? I found it in the Gubu's back. I have seen knives of this kind before. They are most commonly used for the cutting of rope. It would appear our culprits are seafaring men of some persuasion, piratical being the most probable. In any event, you seem much recovered from your sudden affliction. I confess, I was rather taken aback when you collapsed at the very moment of our victory. Mayhap a surfeit of ether? I beg your pardon. A towering crystal. I'm sure I don't... Oh! Well, well. This has been a day of unexpected revelations. I must continue my investigation. In the meantime, I suggest you deliver this knife to your patron, along with a warning concerning the pirate's probable involvement in this murky business. The days ahead promise little rest, I fear. May our paths cross again, under the light of the crystal.
Huzzah. Okay. Totally not watching while working overtime. No. You're not. No, no. Nobody would ever guess that. I'm not here to police your work habits. I just hope that you enjoy the story. And of course my sarcastic commentary once in a while, I guess. So we go turn that in. Time is it? 7:22. I'm thinking I will hand this in and then maybe take a 5-minute break to stretch my legs since I've been sitting down for a little while. And I think I've got something to drink down here, but stretching the legs is the most important part. Because otherwise my watch will just beep at me going, "You haven't stood up in a while." It's interesting seeing the cutscenes at the very beginning after having finished the latest expansion, because you'd be surprised at how many things they call back to. Somebody in their writer's room is really on the ball. Oh, Kanye, right glad am I to see you safely returned. My lads were all gabbing about hearing what sounded like all seven hells breaking loose near the grotto, and I figured I'd sent you to your death. If you were in the middle of that commotion, I hope it yielded something of interest. I'd hate to think you risked your life for naught. Well, here, take my big knife. My blunt sailor's knife. Hot tea would be good. A blade pulled from the back of a creature you slew at the cave, eh? Aye, I'd agree that such a knife would be part of any seafaring man's kit. I'm starting to think that these ruffians are pirates, come to lure my farm hands back to a life of plunder. Chances are they didn't take kindly to your appearance on their doorstep and set a maddened goboo on you. Aye, the pirates have been added to their numbers of late. I'd best warn the lads and lassies in my employ to be on guard against their schemes. You met someone else at the grotto? A woman with a strange contraption? Ah, Y'shtola. She's been in Limsa Lominsa for a good while now. Her studies of the ether often bring her out to Summerford, so her presence at the grotto is hardly unusual. She's an odd-looking lass, I'll grant you, but she's not the kind to associate with kidnappers. You may take my word for that. Oh, I've only known him for like an hour. Where trust should be lacking is in those yeomen of mine who have yet to wholly relinquish their pirate pasts. The temptation to return to the free and easy life of a buccaneer may prove too strong to resist. You have my thanks, Fauconnier. If it weren't for the effects of stalwart adventurers like yourself, this farm would be in a far worse state than it is. Just you keep on lending your talents to those in need, eh? Help bring Limsa the bright future she deserves. And do I want medicine or do I want either? Give me the medicine. Okie dokie. I am going to temporarily halt there. I am going to go and grab... I'm going to put some more tea on. Stretch my legs. I suggest others do the same. And I will be back in probably about 10 to 15 minutes, give or take. Give or take. Won't be too long. So I will see you in just a few.
A few minutes later.
Very tasty. Very, very tasty, actually. Yay. Level 8. According to my little window that nobody can see but me. There. The one underneath where the thing just popped up over there on the left. A couple of people attained level 12 and I'm like, dang, I'm only level 8. That's not fair. Did I feed my furry overlord? No, she seems to have disappeared. She does that. So either she has gone up to the husbeast's office to make her complaints to the management, or she has curled up in a ball somewhere and is sulking or napping or both. Either way, if she starts yowling again, I will probably go up really quickly and make sure she gets the beef. Because that's what's in her fancy feast today. She has a tendency to overeat if not careful, so we've got her on a mostly wet food diet, except for her kitty treats, because she is very finicky and will not eat anything else. And she seems to be doing okay. She's almost 20 years old. I think she's going to be 19 this summer. So, yeah, considering the last cat that I had made it to about age 13 or 14. And Missy is going to be 19. I think we're doing okay. I'm not too worried that she is not getting the optimal diet for her catness. Okay, Stalewern, what do we have? Stalewern is up in arms as his hired hands are nowhere to be found. Go figure, you hired a bunch of pirates to till a field. There's a song about the last Saskatchewan pirate. I am not going to get dinged for copyright on this, but I definitely suggest that you look it up. The Last Saskatchewan Pirate. There's a couple of different versions. One's by Captain Tractor and one's by the Arrogant Worms. Either will do. If you want to see the whole idea of a pirate tilling a field, there you go. That sea sloth Severin and his lot, never around when there's work to be done. I'd sooner hire you for the sake of getting things done, but then the rapscallions would never learn, and I would be plowing fields instead of adventuring. Round them up and let them know that Stalewern would like a word, and don't take no for an answer. Okay. I won't take no for an answer. Oop-de-doop-doop-doop. Okay. Headed over here. Ah. Alrighty, they're having fun. Water. Work! Ha! Can't work when my hands are full lifting this mug. You know, I'd wager me last gill you'd never guess what I'm drinking. Swill water? Well, you're right about the swill part. I reckon it might be worth a day of doing Stalewern's chores if it'll afford me a taste of proper grog. Gee, you think? Sounds like Stalewern's got to be a little bit more shipshape. Heck, at the risk of sounding really niche, I don't think even Gordon Corman would stand for this. Gordon Corman is a Canadian author who was really big when I was really small, and he's very well known for his This Can't Be Happening at MacDonald Hall series, which I think got turned into a TV show at one point, but the thing that I first fell in love with was a book called I Want to Go Home, in which a young camper who excels at anything he sets his mind to is peeved that he has been sent off to summer camp. And he drags his bunkmate into all sorts of adventures in an attempt to escape the island. In which case, yes, things being shipshape and trying to make the counselor out to be a real taskmaster when really he's just trying to keep his cabin from, you know, being silly. It's quite the story. So, I know it's a children's book, but it is very funnily written, and I definitely recommend it. And there you go. Things need to be shipshape. Gordon Corman would want it that way. Okay, so Zai Rarzai. How am I supposed to work on an empty stomach? I don't know, maybe do your work and you'll get fed. Go on, have a guess at what I had for breakfast. Ash tuna? Gods, how did you know? It's my breath, ain't it? It probably smells as wooden as the food tasted. But I know why you're here. I'd just as soon get some real food in me, but I ain't one to reject a summons from the captain. Well then, don't. My goodness. Okay, we got somebody over this way. You over here? Oh, he's over there. Okay. Aramus. Axes were made for splitting skulls, not stumps. Different axes. It's a tool for every... Use the right tool for the job. You know what I did in my sailing days? Wanton slaughter? You bet your bosom I did, lass. Aye, those were the days. I reckon now I'll have to be satisfied taking my axe to the trees. As I said, appropriate tool for the appropriate job. Okay, I think we're going this direction. Do-do-do-do-do. Aylmer. So, Staleworn sent you, and what do you reckon I say to that? Thanks for passing on the message? Work is for the weak and witless. I have saucier seeds to sow. No. Damn right. Didn't get where I am by taking guff from any glorified gardeners. He apparently never had to swab the poop deck, eh? But I suppose I could see what he wants to get him off my back. Well. That young man needs a little bit of discipline. And over the bridge we go. Next up, Severin. He looks like a gentleman at his ease. Aye, I'm Severin. You the old man's errand girl now? Doesn't he sound pleasant? Tell my dear old captain not to wet his britches, I'll be along. Oh, and just so's we're clear, I don't care for landlubbers. Go find the chocobo you rode in on and ride on out. Yeah, he's a real piece of work. But you know what? I drink my milk and one of these days I'll be bigger than you. Very rude, Neftoriel. Very rude. Doop-a-doo-doop-a-doo. Up we go. You continue to impress, lass. All but Severin are accounted for. Quelle surprise. It's no fault of yours he squirmed out. I've let that worm wriggle through my fingers more time than I can count. Well, then you should have pitched him off the foredeck. But rest assured, the next time I see him, I'll put him squarely in the dirt where all such worms belong. Bury him for the land sharks, I say. Money! And a level. I am level 9 now. Okie dokie. Double dealing. In which they will give me a hempen cowl. which will be very brown. Gotta love the way my ears stick out. That's hilarious. Staleworn worries his sack of oranges will not reach the Lithagron checkpoint as planned. I hope they're good oranges. Pains me to say, but all the gil in the world can't buy loyalty. There are some like you who can be trusted, but then there are others. Until now, I've had no choice but to rely on that charlatan Severin, even though I am full aware he's been doing shady deals behind my back. More than once I've heard of improper trading with goblins. Oh no. I wouldn't be the least surprised if that were happening right now. Not a bell ago, a sack of oranges vanished, as did Severin. I want you to find and confront the bastard for me, Fauconnier. Fauconnier? Fauconnier? I'm sure there's wrongdoing afoot, so be sure to doubt anything that comes out of his mouth. I shall doubt it. I mean, we could give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he just wants those goblins to not get scurvy, but I doubt that's the case. We're headed in this direction. Hello, tiny mandragora. Hello, puck hatchling. There's a gooboo over there with his goo butt. Bees and goblins. Okay, so he's across the stream. Don't cross the streams. Sometimes you have to. What? Trudging. Okie dokie, there's Severin. Bloody hells, I'm up the strait without a paddle. Sure are. Hi. Only 7:56. What's happening? Oh, right. I have to doubt him. I accuse you, Severus Snape. What's this now? Staleworn sent you for the oranges? Huh. So the old bugger had known all this time. What does it matter anyway? Listen, you're one of those goody-goody adventurer types, right? Goody-goody? Go rescue me mates from those double-dealing goblins. They're just over yonder by the bonfire. Yeah, you know, maybe you should too. Over yonder by the bonfire. Let's do her up. Oh, look, it's the whole dang gang. Okay. I owe you one. Would have gotten away myself if not for Severin shoving me aside. Yeah. Not for you meddling kids. Severin sent you. Ha! The way he flew out of here, I was sure he'd sold us down the river. And back up again. Okay, short stuff. If you hadn't come, my dodo would have been cooked. Cooked dodo. Okie dokie. And I bet you Severin is no longer there. No, he is. Hello, Mossless Gooboo. You saved me, mates, and for that I owe you. Suppose I should be ashamed I couldn't clean up my own mess. But a pirate knows no shame. I have no qualms about going back on my word. I'm only giving you this sack because I like the cut of your jib. Take it to Oseen and send him my regards. Well, and away we go. Carrying all the oranges. And Oseen. Guy in a dorky hat. What have we here? A delivery from Summerford Farms and is scheduled. Ha! There's a first time for everything. Oh, you think you're funny. You really, really do. Well, look at that. Not a single one missing either. About the only things not here are those bagmen, and I don't miss them one bit. Here's Stilwern's payment in full. With you, I can trust it'll reach him. How do you know? You only just met me. It's the pink hair, right? And the talk to the manager haircut. We're gonna have to change that, I think. And away we go. And hey, we're sitting at 440 gil. That's good. A little money in the bank doesn't hurt. At some point we will get to the point where we don't have to worry about having any kind of money in the bank, except when the eventual time comes when we decide to, make an apartment and have to furnish it. That's fun. That's the real end game right there. Someday, I would like my character to be able to buy a little house and furnish it. It's not happening anytime soon because number one, I don't have the amount of gil for that, which would be a lot. And second, people have been known to have to wait days to be able to get a little house. Weeks. First little house has to become available, and then you have to pretty much camp the thing to see whether or not it comes open, because it'll only come open for, I think, about an hour on a random timer. And I think they've decided to change things up so that it's now done by a lottery system, but I don't know. Okay, Stilwern. Back in one piece. That's a relief. How did you fare, Fauconnier? Here. Have your money. Ah, this is what I was aiming for. Looks to be all I was owed, all right. Though I'd be telling you false if I claimed I had not held out for more hope for Severin. Yeah. I was even willing to overlook the skimming off the top. But to sell us all short in favor of those godforsaken goblins... You'd do well to mind yourself round that two-gill cheat. If he'd leave his own mates for dead, there's no telling what he'd do to you. Perish the thought. I'm gonna get a new dress. I'm just doing it. Are you looking to make long-lasting friendships that go beyond the surface of FFXIV? Friendships where each day you can log on and expect to hear from the same great family. Yeah, I don't want to. I don't want to join Free Company. Well, eventually I will either join one or make one. Oh, we're running away before getting the next thing. Here we go. Gherkint. Does he like pickles? Gherkint seeks fertile soil to improve the yields of his newly plowed fields. Blast! At this rate, the crops will never be ready for harvest. If only we had black loam, just a bit could send our stocks soaring. I'm glad that he likes loam that much. I bet Rotweeda knows where you might find some. Perhaps you might pay her a visit in the orchard. Let me guess, she's Rogadin. With a name like Rotweeda. Off we go. I'm just going to make y'all a promise right now. I'm going to try not to eat anything on stream because I don't like the sound of people eating as you know, a matter of myself, and I won't whistle either because there's another streamer / person online who I like his stuff. Just he starts whistling halfway through, and misophonia and whistling do not mix. Eating, misophonia, and whistling do not mix. Just thought I'd mention that. So if you hear me going doo 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 doo, that's kind of like my whistling, or, you know, filling in space, because for whatever reason, nervous people do stuff like that. Bet Gherkint's got a head of cabbage if he thinks I'm fetching him any black loam. But if you dare to pinch some from the cookpot, then be my guest. Just mind you don't get trampled upon by the aurochs that dwell there. Oh, the cookpot. Once you've 3 bushels worth, take the black loam to Firewall at Tiller's Rest. He'll know what to do. Gotcha. Go to the cookpot, get the black loam, take it to Firewall. Okay, so you take the golden Ann and you give it to the man in the tan van. Oops. Let's just... We'll just cross the stream here. And this would be the cookpot. Trudge, trudge, trudge. And this is when you realize that they have set you on another poopy quest. A quest where quite literally you have to collect poop. Which I have to admit is an old World of Warcraft tradition. Little bit of fertilizer. And a little bit more fertilizer. Now, the cool thing about Final Fantasy versus World of Warcraft is that Final Fantasy uses a few little physics. Like, if you sneak in a place like the cookpot, and the Auroch is not facing you, it does not see you. And things can be a bit nearsighted in that, well, after a certain amount of feet away from it, it doesn't care that you're there. So if you're not encroaching on its territory and it can't see you, it does not respond, which is nice. Okay, we've got the black loam. I did this away. Hello, tiny mandragora. Here we go, firewall. Arg, even the weeds wither and die in this desolate dirt. Try some of this. But a bit of this black loam ought to change all that. I haven't seen any in ages. Gathering black loam's not for the weak of will, nor the weak of stomach, eh? Everyone's a comedian. Oh, don't tell me Gherkint and Roadweed neglected to mention where black loam comes from. Well, surely you figured it out all on your own from the cloying stench. It comes from the Auroch's lair of all places. Ahem. Well, why dwell on who misled whom about what? What matters is that your efforts have brought us the black loam and we can expect a bountiful harvest as a result. Thank you! Here, my friend, have your crappy product. Achievement unlocked through the gate, and we're level 10. And we learned Energy Drain. Deals unaspected damage with a potency of 200. Nice. We've also learned Sleep. That's good. I am fine with sleep. I have slept things before. Made things sleep. Firewall needs stolen farm tools recovered. Confounded pirates, they know nothing of tillin', only killin'. Stealing our shovels to melt and forge into axes of all things. They're biting the hands that feed 'em, the angry mongrels. I'd love to teach those curs a lesson in obedience myself if I hadn't sworn to stale wern that I wouldn't fight no more. So I need you to bring back our farm tools and make sure those dogs reap what they've sown. Ether flow gauge unlocked. So I get a gauge for my ether flow, and I get a gauge for my Pikachu. Just seems a lot. Seems kind of like much. Horn plucker. Okay. Well, let's beat up a pirate. Captain Peter Pigeontoe. Well, dude, I've killed your captain. Okay. Take the reclaimed farm tools to Firewall. It's soothing when you know what the sounds mean, so you don't really need to watch to know what's happening. Kind of, yeah. Yeah. I tell you what's really soothing is Yele's marble runs on YouTube. The sounds of marbles going through like these, what are they called? Basically these sort of marble tracks. The clicking is actually kind of soothing. It's neat. And it can put me right to sleep for some reason. I wonder what those sea dogs will try and steal when there's no harvest. Well, here we go. Good to see the tools back and in serviceable condition, which will be more than we can say of Severin when we get our hands on him. The wretch likely had a role in the theft. Oh, Severin. Spied him meeting the pirates in secret, I did. I couldn't care less if the wastrel won't work, but when he consorts with cut purses that take our tools away, he's crossed the line. Stale we're not to know what sort of scalawag he's dealing with. Take word to him, will ya? Sure thing. Come on, Pikachu. Let's do this. Ooh. Great. I thought about marbles and now I'm kind of tired. I'm okay. Oh, record. I only killed 2 out of 3? Oh, let's go back and kill another pirate. I have the same results with Sandy Brock sheep farming. I fall asleep to the sound of sheep. Oh, goodness. Sheeps. Meh. The grounded raider. You are a pirate. Come here, buddy. There we go. And that's our hunting log. Nope. I'm not in the mood. I am going to run faster than you, and you will leash. See, that's the way it goes. I know why I'm yawning. It's 8 p.m. and I've got makeup on my eyes. For some reason, as I've gotten older, putting eye makeup on just takes it right out of me. So that's how I procrastinate, by not putting on my makeup. Pirates making off with our tools? Firewall did well not to take matters into his own hands. Last thing I need is blood on my crops. Feed me, Seymour, feed me. But I'll be damned if Severin thinks he can take us for fools. His treachery won't go unpunished. I will get a new book. Book? I think I need to get me like a little thing of memes so that every so often I can just hit the stream deck and you know, book will come up from Hocus Pocus. I've come to expect a great deal from you, lass, and you've never once let me down. Yet what I'd ask of you now goes beyond aught I've asked before. Would you hear my plea all the same? It's part of the main quest line. Of course I will. Stalewern has reason to believe that Severin is up to no good. Something must be done. It eases my mind to have your ear. You're no doubt familiar with that scoundrel Severin by now. Yes. Well, the scheme and scapegrace is at it again. Since that letter came for him, he's been skulking about in that manner he does when he's up to no good. Now he's rounded up his rogues and buggered off with nary a word to anyone. I've grown accustomed to his insolence, but something tells me this is different. It ain't exactly damning, but when I last had words with him, he didn't look defiant so much as hunted. I can't help thinking he's gone looking for trouble and found more than he wanted. So I was hoping you might hunt his sorry hide down and drag it back here before it's too late. My watch seems to think that I have stood up for some reason. Cool. The ungrateful little cur bites me every chance he gets, but I can't quite bring myself to cut him loose. I suppose he reminds me a bit of my younger self. Suffice to say, I'd rather he didn't come to a sticky end. As for how to find him, I'd try asking Grindweeda at the Aetheryte. She was the last one to see him. I dare say she'll be able to tell you where he was headed. Whoever's naming these characters needs to be brought up on charges of crimes against the letter Y. Grindweeda over by the Aetheryte. There she is. He? They? She. Nothing that passes through those gates escapes my notice. Didn't escape my late aunt either. Never live across the street from family. I saw the Rouser and his rabble set out for Woad Whisper Canyon not long ago, singing about drinking themselves stupider. Cheeky sods said I should join them. I told them I'd rather shrivel up than sip whatever it was that had pickled their brains. If you find the idle swine, be sure and give them a cuff round the ear for me, will ya? You betcha. You bet your bippy. Ooh, Choco Keep. I'm going to go over there and put my name down in his book so that if I need a Chocobo Porter, I will be able to have one. Here we go. Okay, so I'm headed off in that direction. Not this direction, that direction. Doopity-doopy-doo. Charge it. Okay, so it's going to be on a bridge. Just stretching my neck. If you've been sitting down for a long period of time, you may want to take this opportunity to roll your shoulders and stretch your neck. Let yourself relax. If you are knitting or crocheting, take a moment and stretch your fingers. Give them a good flex. Oh, hello, Aylmer. Of all the dirty, deceitful, downright dastardly deeds that slippery bastard's done. You broke your alliteration. Claiming to take the lads out for a drink only to lead us straight into a bloody trap. It don't get no lower than that. Of course, I've learned to stay a step ahead of old Severin, so I was ready, but the others weren't so lucky. You've got to help them. And help them, I'm sure I will. This looks like the right direction. You're welcome for the reminder, Nipturiel. Aramus. Yeah, I'll give you a hand too, buddy. My axe may as well have been a white flag for all the good it did. Hope you fare better or the sorry bastards in there are done for. Alrighty then. Rarzai. Dude, after the last time he sold you out, I would think that you would know better. Severin might have got us into this mess, but I ain't about to let him give his life for us. I'd sooner bow to a fishback than be in that conniving bastard's debt. To arms! Okay, buddy. A true knave. You betray even yourself, Severin. Ugh. We were prepared to overlook the matter of your desertion on the condition that you provided us with suitable replacements. That was the agreement. Yet your latest change of heart leaves your debt to us unpaid. Few are they who betray the Serpent Reavers twice. You will not do so a third time. I have changed the bargain. Pray I do not change it again. Cowering behind your protector will only delay the inevitable. Honorless wretch, your life is all you have left. And worthless though it be, we shall take it. Yes, buddy, you shall take it. O mournful voice of creation, send unto me a creature of the abyss, my thrall to command, that I may smite mine enemies, says the masked mage. Oh, now isn't this a fine kettle of fish? Alrighty. Okay, Pikachu, let's do it. Okay, Rocky, I'm faster than you are. My duty is complete. Masked mage. That the golem could be vanquished. That woman is no ordinary adventurer. No, I am the main character in this game. Oh, hello, Y'shtola. The snake slithered away. I am only glad he did not have the chance to sink his fangs more deeply into you. I can't do Y'shtola's accent, I'm sorry. Those pirates don't belong to any of the known Lominsan factions. Whom then do they serve? The beast tribes? Surely not. But the timing of their appearance coincides all too neatly with the recent surge in Sahagin and kobold activity. Something is afoot. The question is, what? Could it be that the tribes are planning to summon their primals? 12 help us if it should prove so. Limsa would be hard-pressed to keep a single primal at bay, let alone 2. But all is yet speculation. I must needs find evidence. The seas continue to rise, while the lesser moon continues to fall. And ilm by ilm, the world becomes ever more unlike itself. It is as Louis Soix foretold. The coming of chaos has rendered the laws of nature mutable, blurring the boundary between the material and ethereal planes. Little now stands between us and the primals. But they are not here yet. Though time be against us, hope shall ever be on our side. Never did the creed of Charlian ring more true. Never did I dream that I would possess the means to see ether, yet now that I do begin to take it for granted. How swiftly do the wonders of Charlian seem commonplace. Here, for you. Have you come for the festivities? Today the Maelstrom officially makes that great hole in the sea its training ground. Join in the celebrations. Wait, a disturbance in the etheric flow. But whence does it emanate? Seasong Grotto, perhaps? And off she goes. What have we here? Can you walk? His eye. Regrettably no. He eluded me. Understood. I will inform the Commodore. You collapsed from your exertions. Are you suitably recovered? I don't know. I was standing when I came to. Severin here has apprised me of all that transpired. His account sheds some light upon how you came to be attacked by a golem of all things. A golem is a mindless automaton, inert save when commanded to be otherwise. Common pirates could not hope to control such a thing, so arcane are its workings. But then these tattooed wretches? But then these tattooed wretches are no common pirates. They are the minions of the Sahagin. As to their purpose, well, I shall get to the bottom of it. But first I must escort Severin back to his place of employment. I dare say Stalewern will be wondering what has become of him. And you too, for that matter. I will bear word to him of your preservation, but I am certain he would like to thank you in person. Pray pay the man a visit. He told me of you, but perchance he did not tell you of me. My name is Y'shtola. I am a naturalist of sorts, surveying the ether in the hope that it might offer up some clue as to our predicament. I'd say I owed you my life, but that don't cover it. If it weren't for you, my friends would be dead and all. 'Tis a debt I can never repay, but I'll not make things worse by running away. Take me to Summerford Farms and I'll face the consequences. Facing the consequences is a good start. Something blipped on my watch. For a reason I cannot fathom, you seem... Forgive me. Mayhap we shall have a chance to speak again when I have marshaled my thoughts. Until our paths next cross, farewell. 8:34. Got about a good 15 minutes left before we're going to get kicked off. Okie dokie. So we will head back and we'll hand in the quest. And see whether we've got time to maybe do the next leg of the Arcanist quest. Thing is, A Realm Reborn is actually quite long, and you can level a few jobs up while you're working on it. And each of the jobs, like Arcanist or Conjurer or what have you, has their own little quest line. It's actually really cool. We go. Not into the trees. Hello, Summerford Farms. We'll go talk to Stalewern. I feel a sneeze coming on. Apparently not yet. Lol, I knew you'd return. Or lo, I knew you'd return. Y'shtola delivered Severin a bit ago. Tales of your heroic deeds precede you. The rest came shuffling back too, a lot of 'em sporting the same haunted expression. It's me who's to blame for that. That and the rest. I was once a serpent reaver. A thrall to the Sahagin? 7 hells! Reavers may look and sound and act like pirates, but they're not but the fishback's flunkies. I don't like that word. Fishback. Us pirates ain't much for laws, but there's things we won't do. We've got a code, see? But the Reavers have never followed a word of it. A few years back they started snatching law-abiding Lominsans. I'd only just taken my oath when our captain bent the knee to his new Sahagin masters. I knew I had to get away. So I crept off one night, got myself a new name, and found myself a new home. Summerford Farms. Trouble is, secrets don't stay secret for long round here, and word soon spread, all the way back to the sea. The penalty for desertion is death, but the Reavers offered me a way out instead. My freedom in exchange for my mates. The letter. I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't bloody thinking, too busy soiling myself. Aye, but you got there in the end, didn't you? When the time came, you made the right decision. The men say little to me, but I hear 'em talk of how you stood up to the Reavers at the last, of how you tried to give your life to save theirs. Be that as it may, no deed, however good, can atone for the crime of betraying your brethren. I know that. I do. That's why I'm going to hand myself over to the Yellow Jackets. I'll bring shame to the farm no more. You'll hear no arguments from me. Each man must sail according to his own moral compass. I just hope yours guides you back here someday. There will always be a place for you at Summerford Farms, lad. And I'll always be in your debt, stale worm. I owe you a debt too, Madelyn. Not once have you let me down. Thank you for saving the men of my farm. If I could ask one more favor of you, it'd be this. Tell Baderon what's happened from start to finish. I'm certain he'd put in a good word for Severin if he knew the whole story. And he's one of the few people I know who the Yellow Jackets will listen to. Well, I reckon I've asked all I possibly can of you. Safe travels, lass. And off we go, back to Baderon in the Drowning Wench. Which, let's use the return. Haha. And I've got a whole 620 gil, so huzzah. Go up to the aft castle. Oh. And this way. Keeping my eye on the time. Everybody's logging in, and they're just gonna get dumped off. Bloody hells, life on the farm ain't quite how I pictured it. But you needn't worry yourself over, young Severin. The Yellow Jacket as hands out the punishments is a good mate of mine. If I ask him nice, I reckon he'd be willing to commute the lad's sentence from England to Keelhaulin. Kindly gent that he is. I'm only jesting with you. I'll see he's treated fair. Now it sounds to me like you've done everything old stale Wern asked of you and more, justifying me generous finder's fee in the process. Much obliged, lass. As for a reward, well, she's a lonely lady, this drowning wench of mine. How'd you fancy keeping her company for a spell? With free room and board? Venturing's a trying business, after all. Them as don't rest their bones every now and then tend to wind up with broken ones. And take it from me, fighting ain't nearly so much fun when you're nursing a shattered arm. Got that? Good. There'll always be a free bed for you, so make use of it. In-room's got one thing that apartments don't, which is the ability to change your glamours. Not that you'll have much time for lying around, what with all the leaves you'll be doing. Oh, didn't I mention? I'm putting your name down for leaves. Our guild draws all manner of clients, offering all manner of odd jobs. Honestly, you'd be amazed how much folk will pay to avoid doing an honest day's labor. This is how you get extra quests. Just give Tamokri a shout whenever you feel like making a few extra gil. She'll always have some task or other for you to do. Oh, and it's all above board, case you're wondering. We're careful to stay on the Admiral's right side near. Unlike some pirates I could mention. I tell you, if it turns out they had aught to do with them kidnappings, there'll be 7 L's to pay. A proper bleedin' reckoning. Mayhap that's what Limsa needs, though. On rough seas, sometimes you have to rock the boat to right it. But we'll have time for such talk when you're well and rested. Till then, enjoy the wench's hospitality. Okie dokie. You now have access to recommendations. This feature displays a list of quests or duties currently available in your area. And we probably won't have to do very many of them. The recommendations list can be opened from under duty in the main menu, blah 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 blah. Alrighty then. How we doing? Got about 10 or 15 minutes to go before they're going to pitch us out the door. Well, Baderon is just going to get us started on the next leg of the MSQ, main quest, or main quest line. Main story quest, I guess you'd call it. Where are we going? We're going to go out to the Aft Castle and over to the Arcanist Guild. Oop. Okay, Thubergheim, what's up? Acting Guildmaster Thubergheim wishes to assess the improvement of your Arcanima skills. Yes, Madelyn, the time for your next lesson is upon us. You are keeping well, I trust, taking the occasional brisk walk. One cannot form sound thoughts if one fails to maintain a sound body. Now, assuming you have been following Kalia's instructions, you should be ready to face the more dangerous threats found in western Lenosia. I speak of roselings and wild jackals, and yes, I would have you vanquish 3 of each. 'Tis the perfect sample size. The first acts as a preliminary test case, the second to test your hypotheses, the third to perfect the tactics you've devised. Speaking of which, I trust your strategy will consist of more than simply flinging ruin over and over again. Thanks. You are not the novice you once were, and your skills in the field ought to reflect that. If you find yourself wanting for other approaches, consider an assault with ruin in tandem with other attacks from your carbuncle. When timed appropriately, you can deal a crippling blow to your opponent. Well, there we go. Keep wanting to go down there, but I don't need to go down there. Okay, so I need to go to Western Lenosia. It's not gonna take me where I need to go. I have to go to Summerford Farms, and then all the way across to Swift Perch. Is there another way to get to Swift Perch? No, I cannot take the ferry. Well, not special. How much would it cost for me to teleport? 145 precious gil. Something tells me we are not going to have the time to get there. But that means that next time we can do that. In the meantime, maybe I will log into my little Lalafell and show her to you because she is really darned cute. She is stinking cute. She's a lot different than this character. So that you won't have to see my screens, we'll do the log out. Come hither, my little Popoto. Players in Q21. I hate to tell you guys, but you only have a couple of minutes to do your thing. Which means that I will probably log into my main character really quickly at some point very shortly and reset a whole bunch of things that I have going on for in downtime, like I've got retainers that need to be checked, a squadron that needs to be checked on. Here we go. This is my wee little potato. I'll take her outside and see if you can see her in better light. She is small and she is really cute. And she has pink and purple hair because I am not original at all. Hello, ghost. There we go. There we go. Pink and purple hair with purple eyes. And she is a conjurer. So, I think that is where I'm going to leave it tonight. Thank you everybody for coming out and listening in or participating in the chat. I haven't really figured out a way to make that any more reactive or interactive. I have a couple of commitments outside the house for the next couple of days, but I may be able to come back online either Thursday or Friday, depending on whether or not I am in editing hell, because I have a video I need to get done for this weekend. At least I'm hoping to. I've gotten to the point where I'm less releasing videos on one day of the week as I am releasing videos like within a day or two of finishing it. So I get the video edited, I put it up on Patreon for the patrons, and then the next day it goes live for everybody to see. So if you're interested in my sewing and costuming adventures, that will be coming soon. In the meantime, I have set up a new YouTube channel for archives of the Twitch stuff, because I know that things don't always stay on Twitch forever. And rather than having things disappear after a certain amount of time, it would be best to just yeet them onto YouTube to be archived, and that way if people want to go back in time and take a look at what our characters have been doing, they can then do so. So I'd like to thank you all for coming out, and yeah, we'll talk to you later. Bye bye.